It's time, folks. It's time for me to reveal what human beings should have figured out. A truth that's right in front of their eyes. As simple as anything you could have possibly understand, if you understand a little bit of science. I've never explained it this clearly. I have hinted about it. But no matter what I've done in the past, everybody seems to misunderstand. So I'm going to reveal it now so that you understand this. Because the question comes up here, if we were created and let me get to my chalkboard. Because when you understand how all this is coming about, I'll tell you why now is the time. Now is the time for me to reveal this mystery that's never been revealed before. It's finally going to put the rest, most of your questions about the universe, about humankind, about God. So, now, since you've been listening, anybody who's following this work, let me get to this. I'm trying to find my little notebook here. You're going to understand something. Creation. Whether you're an atheist, whether you're a theist, whatever, you know that creation happens. Whether you believe in God, that God created everything, then the question remains, who created God? If you don't believe in God and you believe that the Big Bang occurred, the Big Bang, then what caused the Big Bang? How did it happen? And over the little bit of time that you folks, few have been with me, I've talked to you about your first estate. I've talked to you about your first estate where you were created. The you that you know. You call your true self. Were created. By creators. By human beings. Other human beings called creators who had the power, the knowledge, the skill to create a body for you in their galaxy, on their planet, so that you could exist, these creators. But who created these creators? If creation takes a human, and it does, who created the first human? That needs to be answered before anything else can be explained, before anything else can really make sense. I know this is weight on your mind. Who did the first creation? Who or what performed the first creation? The question has been on people's mind. Nobody's been able to answer it. Only a true messenger can answer this. Only one who's been sent to this earth for a specific person. Again, let me put this stuff here. If God created everything, who created God? What created God? Who or what created God? If you cannot answer that, then you don't know what you're talking about. If you can't answer this, then your idea and concept of God is erroneous and false. If you believe in the Big Bang, again, reiterating this, if you believe, then who or what started the Big Bang? Who or what? Randomly, just out of the blue? When I explain this to you, you're going to see, humans are going to see that the answer is right in front of your face. Yet I've waited long enough for somebody to figure it out without me telling them. Somebody that perhaps might be inspired. A scientist, an evangelist, a theist, an atheist, anybody. Because guess what? If I can explain it perfectly, will you then believe me, world? If I can? If I can explain it clearly, will you then believe who I am? Then will you know that I'm here on earth for one purpose and one purpose only right now. In this time period, I'm here for one purpose only. One purpose. for the true gods of the universe to send a true messenger to this decrepit planet. One purpose only. And the purpose is simple. To solve poverty among the human race so that people can begin to exercise free will. There is a way to solve poverty, a proper way without taking away free will. Therefore, listen up, world. If I'm the first one in history without impeding free will, that's my job, to explain this. But I can't even get anybody to listen but a few of you. But even those of you who listen, you still wonder, I don't understand. Who created God? What created God? There has to be a simple answer. Occam's razor, folks. Sorry about that. I just put that, the creation. Occam's razor. What does it say? The simplest answer must be the correct one. So all I'm saying in frustration is, if I can answer this perfectly and clearly, and no scientist on this planet, no theist can discount or challenge this answer, will you then listen to me? Will you then understand that your solar system is going to be destroyed, and this world and humanity is going to go through a hell that it has not ever known before, because it won't listen? So let's just, without further ado, as one might say, let's answer that question, because it's right before your eyes. My predecessor gave it. So I don't know where to start, with my predecessor or with science. How should I start? How do you want to look at the universe? What picture do you want me to use here, folks? What picture makes sense to you, atheists and theists alike? What picture that you have with this only an artist's conception? What picture should I use to define the universe? Shall I use this one? Is this one good enough to show you the universe? Is it? What do you need? Because you foolish religious people, you foolish theists who believe that there's God created all this, then who created God? Even so, if we were created and it gave you life, who gave you life? Because everything that I've taught up to this point is the real truth, and I'm going to teach you the real truth. So which one do you want to use? But my predecessor gave the clues. My predecessor gave the clues to one of the most wicked churches that ever existed and has ever existed. Wicked people who were given so many tools, so many clues, yet because of their wickedness and because of their egos, looking beyond the simplicity of it all, couldn't see it. Here's the clue. Here's the clue. Talking about the spirit of truth. Everything about the truth. Everything about human beings. Instead of man, it's human beings. Chapter 29. Chapter 28 is this. He that keepeth his commandments receiveth truth and light until he's glorified in truth and knoweth all things. I'm the only one on this planet that can explain this to you. I must be keeping the correct commandments, right? Because nobody else can explain it. No scientist, no theist can explain it. Yet my predecessor did. He said humans were also in the beginning with God. Intelligence, the light of truth, was not created or made, neither indeed can be. There's the first clue. But let's take it to science. Let's take it to theists, because it's right in front of your face. It's called the first law of thermodynamics. The first law of thermodynamics. Where should we go? Should we go with NASA? Should we go with the NASA? This National Aeronautics and Space Administration, you fools who waste all kinds of money and you don't care about poverty? Do you? You want to go to theirs? But I don't think we're going to get a really, really good one. But let's see. Let's go back here. Let's go to what you idiots use. Wikipedia. What is it? What does it state? What is it? What is it? It's basically what my predecessor said. In a closed area. Well, let's go. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. What is the first law of thermodynamics? Google, come on, generate it. You can see I'm frustrated because I'm getting ready. Okay? Let's generate. Show more. Come on. What do you got? IA powered overview is not available for this church. Oh, why not? You don't know? What is it? What is the first law? An overview. Let's go to Science Direct. This might be a simple one. Accept all cookies. Introduction. The first law of thermodynamics is generally thought to be the least demanding to grasp. But what you're going to give it to is simple. Okay? If you're a scientist, you listen up. Because I'm going to explain it to you perfectly. Because basically what it says is in an enclosed system, energy cannot be created or destroyed. That's what it states. In an enclosed system, energy cannot be, here you go. The first law of thermodynamics says the energy can neither be created nor destroyed in a system of constant mass, although it may be converted from one form of another. In a system, some science might call it a closed system. What the hell is the universe? What is this universe? What is this? Which one do you want to use? Which one? In this closed universe, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It cannot. It can only change forms. What did my predecessor say? You wicked theist. You corrupt, evil people who have taken the message of my predecessor and turned it into the wealthiest church on this earth. Who have sold your sign and token for money. You evil fucks. And you got what's coming from you, to you. You evil people. So what is it? What is it? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go here. I got the wrong one. Because I'm so upset that this incredibly evil, wicked church that you should know better. Don't you think you should know better? Huh? You should know better. I'm sorry. I'm just so frustrated. I'm going wrong again. It's 93. I just showed it. Oh, let's see where we're at. Okay. What did I just show? Come on, theists, come with me. Let's do it. Doctrine and Covenants, section, 93. This is about truth. Only one that knows truth is one that's doing the right thing. And then you'll know the fullness of it. And here's where my predecessor said it. He talked about this. You were also in the beginning with the Father. That was your spirit, even the spirit of truth. I'm the spirit of truth, says God. Christ is the spirit of truth. No man can receive a fullness unless he keepeth the commandments. Humans were also in the beginning with the God that they think created them. Let's change these words. Let's change it, folks. Shall we? Energy. Was not created or made, neither indeed can it be. It cannot be. The first law of thermodynamics is simple. It basically says, in this universe of ours, folks, in this universe of ours, it is a closed system. You can go as far as you want in this universe of ours. Let me get my other picture up here. Shows you a picture of it. This is just artist rendition. They don't have good pictures. They deceive you. NASA does, and all these other space work. They deceive you with their photos because, why? Because they want your money. They'll give you black and whites and put it together, and they'll have all these artist renditions. But in fact, they deceive you. So you're ready for it? Let's annotate it. So let's make sure that the world understands what my predecessor says, what I'm saying to you right now. Let's put it in text. Human beings are the greatest compendium of energy that exists anywhere in the universe. They're the greatest compendium. Whereas the universe as you know it is one closed system of energy, and that's what it is. You can get in a spaceship, you can travel as far as you want, you will never reach the end. Oh, you will always constantly pass masses of sunlight, masses of planets, masses of things. You will see creation going on. You will be seeing destruction going on. But what you will not see is the end of the universe. Because in that universe, the greatest compendium of energy that has always existed is not H2O. Unless H means humans. The greatest compendium of energy that has always existed are the human beings that have always existed. They are the highest, most advanced form of energy that is possible by any means of any scientific law. You cannot create any more human beings because they've already there. They've always existed. They've existed forever and they'll always exist. The only thing that can happen when it comes to human beings is consistent with the first law of thermodynamics. It can change. This energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can change. It can change from one form to another. It can change from one estate to another estate, even to a third estate. And as you want to take it further, to a fourth estate. Human beings have always existed. There are an infinite amount, according to your understanding, the only way you can, there are an infinite amount of human beings that have always existed in this world. Human beings. Not aliens. Not water. Human beings have always existed and they always will. All they do in search of joy is seeking out new experiences by changing the energy and matter from which they're created. They're always human beings. There you are. When you find the most advanced human being, when you take your ancestry or your mind back to you very first who you are, you're going to realize you've always existed. Man has been the beginning with God and the spirit cannot be created or made. It cannot be created or destroyed. Never can be. Human beings have existed forever. All you do in search of joy, because you cannot have joy being bored. And you will be bored unless you seek out new experience. So what do? That's right. They're advanced human beings who have always been or called creators. They know how to create new suns. They know how to create a new earth. And they know how to create new bodies. They know how to create new bodies in this first estate simply by what? The first law of thermodynamics. What is that law, science? That first law is that energy cannot be created or destroyed in any closed energy environment. And the universe is that ultimate environment, an endless environment. But it can change forms. When you die, you will see how it changes forms. You will see how you change forms. That's the first law of thermodynamics, folks. That's right. So these creators, because there are, And any of these great, wonderful, advanced human beings can be. They can create any world like unto the ones we have heretofore formed anytime they want. And they can create new bodies for those worlds. And then you can have other human beings say, hey, I'm going to give that a chance. I'm going to forget who I really am as this internal, advanced human being who is neither created or destroyed God. And I'm going to enter in a different form. I'm going to change forms. Not form of human being, just forms of the energy. So that I can attach to this planetary system and have experience there. Then I'll change form again to go here. Then I'll change form again and go here. And then I'll even have the energy of my brain while I am sleeping not be created or destroyed, but change forms into dreams. And I will create a green dream world. But the energy of who I actually am is my eternal self. Every single human being that's ever existed, has always existed. The eternal you. You simply change forms in your desire for joy, your desire for new experience. You can go anywhere in this universe as far as you want to go, and you're never going to run into an end. And you're never going to run into the same person twice. Ever. You might run into a form that this person has taken upon itself and changed the form of its energy in one of these estates, as I am trying to explain them to you. Did I just answer your question, folks? Now do you understand God? I don't care if you believe in God. I don't care if you believe in the Big Bang. Science is on the verge of creating planets, of focusing protons and energy into space and creating a new world. Science. Neanderthal pieces of crap human beings who don't want to solve poverty. All they care about is their fucking ego. And posting the next great scientific invention. Well, I just explained it. Which came first, chicken or the egg? Neither. They've both always been. In different forms. The human being is the greatest compendium of dark matter that is possible. And it has always existed. As human beings go throughout the universe and create, it expands the universe. Oh, if the creations of these human beings, who we can now name God, the creations of these human beings do not do what these gods intended for them to do, if they do not fulfill the measure of their creation, then these gods destroy them. But nothing can destroy these gods. They have always existed. Worlds without end. Now, I need to hear your comments. Do you now understand? Do you finally understand it? Do you understand this simple thing that was right in front of your faces the entire time you've been dealing with me? And all it should prove to you is one thing. It should prove to you that you, nor your religious leaders, nor your scientific leaders know shit. You must have a full knowledge of the universe. You must be able to connect the energy of your intelligence to the eternal energy that exists in this universe in order to understand it. You weren't supposed to understand it while you lived upon this earth. In the current form that you have, it's almost impossible for your brain to understand it. But I just explained it to you. It's that simple. It's Occam's razor. It's the beginning and the end. It's the Alpha and Omega. It's exactly how everything is. And you atheists or you scientists, we're on the right track. Except you could never accept the fact that human beings have always existed. You could never accept the fact that you're just in one form of a highly advanced eternal human being who you've all been and you always be. Worlds without end. I'm not going to toot my own horn, folks. I've been going over in my mind, just saying, they can't figure it out on their own. But should I now make the challenge and tell the whole world, you've never figured this out? Though the clues have been given by me, my predecessor. You've never figured it out because you're wicked. Your egos are so strong. And you go back to my predecessor's, what he gave that wicked church. He spelled it all out in that Doctrine and Covenants, section 93. How the wicked one comes in and destroys the truth. There's only one truth. Human beings were in the beginning with God. Intelligence, the light of truth, energy of this universe cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed in different forms. Is there anybody, the 30 of you that are listening to my voice, that does not make complete sense to, and answers every single question you've ever had about the things that I've been teaching? A little child can understand this. A little child can understand, Mom and Dad, why do I dream? Well, child, you have a certain amount of energy in your brain. It's a perfect balance. It's in a closed environment. The energy of your brain, of who you are. When I passed on my DNA to you, I passed on imperfect DNA that created a brain for you. And it's in a closed area of energy. But that energy cannot be destroyed, but it can be changed. And when it changes, your brain visualizes a whole new world. It's called the dream world. And a whole new person that's actually you. I need your comments, folks. Is that not the simplest Occam's razor? You don't need to pat me on the back, but please tell me that it makes complete sense. Please tell me that now all of your questions can be answered based on that one thing. Everything that science is developing on this earth comes from human mind, human imagination. It doesn't come from a chicken. It doesn't come from a crow. It doesn't come from a chimpanzee. It doesn't come from a piece of slime. It comes from humans and their imagination. But they got one thing right. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. The energy that makes up this universe. And the greatest compendium of energy that is possible is the human being. There is no other life form or piece of matter out there in this universe greater than a human being. And all you need to do is look around you. And look around you in the world that you are. What is the greatest compendium of matter upon this earth? Human beings. Human beings are creating things and destroying things. And they're fucking wicked. And it's my job to tell them that. Have a good day. Goodbye.